All right, so we are live now, guys. We're getting ready. Everybody can see our, thing. You still don't see anything?
Oh, no,
All right. Well,
all I see is the title page with.
okay, good. Then you see it. You
Oh,
No,
fine.
that's it
I
right
mean, I
now.
don't see. Oh, okay.
That's it
Oh,
right now.
okay. All right. Okay.
We'll see him in a second. Then you wish you wouldn't seen him so long.
That's all the time. Okay.
Yeah, it's a face you can't forget,
Yeah.
even in your nightmares.
Hey guys, we're getting ready. Okay, now he went out. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I took my camera off because I was doing something. Go ahead. I'm still listening.
Oh well, I'll just turn you off. How about that?
Don't turn me off, Anthony. I know you.
Okay, well, guys, we get ready to start here the show in 1 minute. No, it's 7 o'clock. All right, here we go.
The show's already started a minute ago. Let's do this thing.
All right, now it's Wednesday
Wrap it
and
all
it's
now.
7 o'clock, and so you know what time that is. It's chasing gazillions, not the same as making millions.
Getting
Wednesdays
closer.
with
Getting closer with Maryland football. Yes, sir.
Maryland football. Yeah, the ACC. Oh, my bad. They sold
No,
out. They
yeah.
with the Big Ten now.
They don't pay enough.
That's right. You all left the ACC and took the money. Took the money.
$10 later. Yes, we did. A lot of money.
It was a lot of money. That's right. Okay, so we're here today. It's Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony. Just two real estate professionals coming to you live to talk about real estate, life, challenges, and what it takes to be, a successful real estate professional. We bring you a variety of individuals here. We're interviewing, we're talking to, and we got a special one today. We're going to be talking about a subject that's near and dear to a lot of real estate professionals out here, developers, big and small, nationwide. Permitting, getting your permits done. You got to get permission to do things. And so, we're not even, you know what, for now, I'm going to bring him on right now. Okay. How's that? There you go. I
Give
love
him
it.
the big screen. I like
He
it.
got the big screen this time, didn't
Big
he?
screen.
He got the big screen.
You gotta give that to everybody.
No,
He
everybody
prefers the big screen for himself, by the way.
That's right. I do. because size matters.
It does.
Yeah, it does. So now we have given the big screen to our guest, Ian Swain, like pain. Get it right, ladies and gentlemen. Ian Swain is the managing partner of, what is it called? Community.
Community. Yes.
Commun-ET.
Yes. Correct.
Yes. And he's going to talk to you about his company, what they do nationwide for permitting with his, top 500 clients, McDonald's. He work. He'll fill it all in. But before we get into that, we are privileged here to have Fernando here in town.
I'm at the University of Maryland
Okay.
tonight.
You're at the university.
I'm in town.
Okay, fine. Close enough. He's always on the go, and he's got his Maryland gear. And so what happened this week? What's been going on with you, Fernando?
So I want to talk about a program I'm involved in with the university, mentoring football players. An option outside of football, because what is it, Anthony? 1%, 0.5% make it in the NFL.
Yes.
There's no minor league football program, so these guys, a lot of them, they fall on hard times. And Coach Loxley, the Maryland coach, has started a program when he came here with the mentoring of players as they come in as freshmen, giving them a local family to be their family, because a lot of guys aren't from the DMV area. I grew up in Miami, came to Maryland, stayed here. So I prefer having guys from Florida, which I can relate to, and, living through the same experiences there. I have a mentor who was supposed to be here on the show, but they kept him after practice. I think he hasn't been going to class. So it's a problem.
happens.
It happens.
These young men are still 17 to 18, 20 years old. They are. You know what? Someone shared this with me recently. It's a great phrase that I'm using now because it was so cathartic. Someone told me, because we were talking about my son who's down at the University of Memphis, and they said to me, they're still learning to be adults.
Yeah.
And when you put it in that perspective, I'm not saying we give them a pass, no,
right.
But we do need to be mindful that, hey, you're making mistakes, and they shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes. We should be encouraging them, our young children who are learning to be adults, to make mistakes, to fail, because we who have been here doing what we do and have been doing for 20, 35 years, we know there's a lot of drop balls and failures in our past.
Well, the thing of it is with this program is, as his local family, when has a problem, I'm here to catch him so it doesn't fall too far. He's going to fall, he's going to make some mistakes, but having a local family here to fall back on, like, for instance, like Thanksgiving, I've invited him and a couple of the players in my house for Thanksgiving because they're from Florida. They're playing on Saturday. As you know, Anthony, you don't go home Thanksgiving when you're a football player. You're practicing. Thanksgiving is like any normal day, and Thursday typically is a hard practice day because it's 2 days before the game. The game Friday is a walk, and then you got the game on Saturday. So this is what he started the program for, to make these guys feel like they're not too homesick, because guys from Florida get homesick. It gets cold here in the winter. It's a different kind of elements they're dealing with. So I'm involved in that. I'm teaching them the real estate business as we go along too. I'm with my third player now. I've had 2 transfer portal guys. What are you going to do? They weren't playing. They were upset about that. And they left after freshman year, which is kind of shocking. Now, my guy this year, he's an offensive lineman, and he will not be playing this year, and he knows it. I mean, we have 5 starting seniors on the offensive line. No room for him to play. So I think he's in it at least through next year. We'll have a chance to play next year. So it's about football. It's about camaraderie. It's about giving him a home base when he's not home, right? That's what it's really about. And teaching him what I'm doing right now. So in the summers, I've had the former players come and in my office sit with me, and I've taken them on meetings. I took on a meeting with Ben Soto. I don't know if you heard about that, Anthony, but I took him with Ben Soto for a lunch meeting. Let him see what a lunch meeting looks like between 2 professionals. What do you guys talk about? What do you eat? How do you converse? What do you talk? It's a really good learning lesson that you'll never get in a classroom ever.
Right.
No classroom. Right. So I'm trying to teach them some street stuff, some real estate stuff, and it's a great program. We have like 40 local business guys, all Terps, that are doing it to give back a little bit to the university. So
nice.
I was hoping to have him on the show, but he's going to be running a little late. So that's kind of been my thing this week, man. Concentrating on
sounds great,
giving
man.
back.
It is, and it makes a difference. I can tell you, having Absalom be away at Memphis, we were able to connect with one of my fraternity brothers. That's Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Here we go. This guy promotes
man, it's his own show. No shameless plugs. All shameless plugs.
He is Mr. Shameless. Oh, he's shameless. There's no shame.
Anyway, the point is that we met a Kappa brother down there who, like you, has adopted Absalom and meals and home and Brother Beasley. when he and his wife come up to DC, we get together. But the point is, I want you to know that from a parent's perspective who is away, that because Absalom in these 2 years has had some challenges, some issues, some this, that, and the other. And I want you to know, brother, that when me being able to call an adult,
right,
that on a Sunday or whatever down there to say, hey man, go help my child.
Right. Check in on them. Right. Go
Right.
see him.
That makes a difference. And I want you to know that you are making a difference, dude, in his life and in his family's life. That you are providing a stability that, yeah, I want you to know what it matters. It matters.
I'm a team barbecue at the practice, and the families came into town for the last practice of the summer, and I went to it. Went and met the family. They really appreciate it. Like, man, I'm glad he has you. You're perfect.
Right.
Take care of him. If you ever need anything, here's our phone numbers. Call us. Come up for the game this Saturday, SMU, Maryland. Night game. Should be pretty wild. His parents are going to tailgate with me, so it's going to be nice to have them there.
You gave me the tickets. I took my daughter to the game last weekend or the weekend before, and you have wonderful seats there at the 50-yard line and all. But I was thinking maybe we could come over and tailgate. We couldn't go in the game, but that tailgating experience over there seems nice if it's done right.
Oh, I've seen you eat. Oh, it's nice. Oh, I've seen you drink too.
So I mean, I know it's a night game and all, but maybe Saturday night I could come by to the tailgate, and then when y'all go to the game, then I can go on back. Or
you take your plate to go. Wrap it up.
Maybe there's a leftover ticket for you somewhere in the tailgate.
Hey, because when Eliza and I came out of the game, there are people who just tailgated, who didn't actually go into the stadium.
Yeah. Those are partiers. Yeah. Right. I like to go in.
Hey, man. It's 12 minutes. We are. Okay, can we get to, I guess, people, they love us, but they also here. We got to guess.
You got to have a little me time, Anthony. A little me time.
We had me time. Did we take up the whole show, you and I, last week?
We did. That was a great show. It was a great show.
It was a great show. Yeah. But it was just you and me. Yeah. Right? Okay, so, but again, we say to our audience, we need the support, the technical support. We need somebody to come in here and corral and rein us in. Otherwise, we just drone on. So if you out there and you got some technical skills here, work with us here on Restream and give us, be a producer, get some credits, produce us, and keep us in check, right?
Yeah,
moving along.
Let's do it.
So here we go. Today, Ian Swain, like Payne. Brother, come and introduce yourself to the audience. This is Chasing Gazillions. It's not the same as Making Millions. Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony. We are happy to have you here. We appreciate you, brother, coming in and going to talk to the audience about who you are, what you're doing. Why they are so excited. When I put out on the trailer that we're going to be talking about permits, why you need them, and the value of having a permit expediter, it just lit up on the social media. I mean, it's going viral. And so the people out here, they want to hear from you, not from us. So with that, Ian Swain, everybody.
Go ahead, Ian.
Go ahead.
I'm so bad Fernando left early.
That's what he does, man.
That's what
he steps out. He steps out, but that's okay because the audience is still here. The numbers are clicking up. The people who are joining to hear you, to hear what you have to say. Come on, talk to the people.
All right, no problem. Again, Ian Swain, managing partner of the firm pronounced Commun-ET, based in Washington, D.C. been in this real estate development, construction, all business for over 25 years. Started when I was 12. So we're glad that we're glad to be in this field. First of all, it's something new every day. Second of all, we specialize in one unique area of the real estate market, and that is permitting, utility coordination, is what we do. And then we also provide some construction management and project management for our clients as well. But today we're going to talk about the permitting and utility coordination. I have a partner, Charlotte, who handles different aspects of the business as well. And we have a growing staff that allows us to service our clients nationally. So we do permits from DC all the way to California. As far north you can go and far south you go, down to Texas and Florida, and we have staff in different regions of the country to help our clients.
Okay, so this permitting you're talking about, you know, what does that mean to a client of mine? Let's pick a client, Mrs. Jones. Well, let's pick a client like here. I just recently sold a house at 601 U Street Northwest. It's a residential row home.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Does that homeowner of that residential property, do they need a permit? And if so, is your company the resource for them?
So the quick question is, well, the quick answer is, it depends on what they're doing, right? If there's no remodeling, they just move in and they're good to go. If they decide to do certain types of remodeling, then a home permit is needed that they can go get from the permit center down at DCRA, DC Consumer Regulatory Affairs, and they try to streamline that process for homeowners, but they can obtain that permit there. If it's something substantial like a 2-story addition to a home, then that's more involved, right? So then you have to engage an architect or design professional to design the plans and then submit those plans to DCRA, and then they will in turn review those plans, work with the homeowner and design professional to address any comments they have and get those things set for approval. So yes, it depends on the size and magnitude of the remodel, as if you will determine if you need a permit or not.
Now you mentioned this agency, DCRA.
Anthony, our guest is here. My football pleasure.
Hey,
Jay Nonar's here.
What's up?
What's his name?
Jay Nonar.
Jay, welcome to Chasing Gazillions, not the same as making millions. I'm Anthony Bowling, the co-host here, Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony. We're excited that you have joined us here today, and you know, we appreciate you being a part. And I just want you to know that that man sitting next to you, that is a valued resource there. You want to get as much out from him as you can.
Yes.
All right. Well, we were just asking our guest here, Ian, who's talking about permits, and we we're just talking about a residential property, and he mentioned an agency that you get a permit from. He mentioned DCRA. I have some experience with DCRA. My lady used to be the director of the agency. Okay. But anyway, that's another story.
Ryan Davis. Huh?
RD?
Yeah.
Shameless plugs, man.
So, but this permit you're talking about that these residential homeowners might need if they do some remodeling inside their house, or if they do some substantial work like an addition, it sounds like the city, the local government jurisdiction, is somehow putting their hands in your pocket and requiring that you pay the government a fee to get permission to do some painting in your house or an addition? Is that what you're telling us?
I'm telling you to do things the right way, in the lawful way. Yes, you need to pay for apply for a permit and do it the right way, because the permit
which gives you permission. Is that what the permit does? It permits you to do something.
Correct. And not to mention, it's life safety things that go involved in that, right? DCRA is there to make certain that not only you are safe, but the people who are doing your work in your house are certified and safe, because you want to make sure and DCRA can help you with that. And by the way, the agency is splitting off into 2 agencies, but still the basis of their scopes of services are the same, right? So you need to make sure that any contractor you hire in a district, go onto DCR's website and they will determine or let you know if those people have the right licenses to do that type of work for you. Because if you find somebody off the street and they're not licensed, then it limits your recourse. And your recourse is your way of action to go after them. At least if they have certified license, and the DCI will stand next to you if work is done incorrectly, and make sure that they hold that contractor's feet to the fire to make sure your home is in as safe as possible during and after construction.
Oh, okay, great. So you're saying for residential homeowners who are doing projects and all small, and someone says their cousin or Jack Lear contractor, someone they meet at Home Depot says, hey, I can install that for you and you don't need a permit. That's just extra fees and time. The truth is that you're saying these owners are running the risk that if the work is not done properly, they might be held liable.
Exactly. Well, let's back up a step. When we talking about, let's do a 2-story addition or addition on your home, period. Right? It's certain factors that go into that. You probably need to put footers down there, right? So if you have a row house, that means you have to have a neighbor notification process. So the neighbor next to you, let's say you live next to you at 603 U Street, Anthony, based on your 601 scenario. You want to make sure that DCRA, that the owner of 601 notified you properly that they're going to be digging out footers because you all share a wall together, right? DCRA's process makes certain that homeowner and their contractor have notified you properly so that you know digging is taking place, and that also saves you to make sure your home is safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't know what they're doing and they start that work, right, and something happens to their neighbor's home, then they will sue the owner, right? But if DCRA has reviewed the plans, make sure the plans are structurally sound, right, the right people have engaged and reviewed and signed off on it, then that helps mitigate some of the risks that are associated with just pulling anybody off the street because they say that they can, add an addition onto your home. Yeah, I tell our clients, look, you save 50 cents, you end up losing $5, right? You're trying to save a week's time, you end up losing 2 months. Any one thing in construction, and we all know, can go wrong to cost you more. Why would you want to start, no pun intended, the foundation of that process in the messed up way, right? You need to make sure that process is gone through, everything is legally done and stamped, because in the end, it protects you.
It protects you. So getting permits is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's required. It's the legal way to do things. But I have heard that, maybe perhaps not with these small residential projects, just painting or what have you. But let's say some bigger. You said you're a national organization. Are you working with large commercial corporate clients?
Yes, we're fortunate enough that we do have national brands that we do represent, and we do work for.
Like who? Do we know any of these names?
One of my favorite restaurants as a kid, McDonald's on Milwaukee Avenue growing up by the Boys and Girls Club. So yes, we're fortunate that we do work for McDonald's and we do work for Wingstop. We've done work for Foot Locker and some other brands. So we don't consider ourselves permit expediters, right? Because sometimes there's a negative connotation with that. Some people roll out the bed in the morning, put on the jeans and t-shirt and say they're a permit expediter, right? That's not what we do for our clients. We're strategic permitting consultants. And let me tell you what that means. It doesn't allow me to charge more, but it allows the client to know that we are professionals. And so what a professional looks like is we want to see our client's portfolio and what their goals and objectives strategically for not just that one project, but for other subsequent projects, so we can start a plan. And our team works together to make sure that we hit every facet of that permitting process and utility coordination process for our clients. That's everything they may need, soup to nuts. And so that's how we approach things. We strategically lay it out. We put a plan of action together, and we work not only with the owner, whether that be a franchisee or the corporate McDonald's or any other entity. But we also work with their architects and engineers. We also work with their general contractors. We're the glue, as we like to say, that puts the pieces together, right? So in the past, we don't use someone like us. You may have different pieces of the puzzle in different places, right? We make certain that through our project management that we manage the process from soup to nuts. So if you telling me you want to open up a McDonald's restaurant from beginning ground up construction, we come in and we help with the site investigation. We make sure that we work with the architect to see if there's any zoning issues. We may call ahead with the different planning entitlement process to see if anything the master plan will allow you to do that type of restaurant or facility there, or what limitations they may place on one of our clients for that use, because their master plan may call for a more pedestrian friendly environment, so they we do a step by step, and that's just before anything gets submitted, before any design is completed, before anything. We are in the trenches doing that work for our clients. Then if all those things check off, we may work with attorneys to make sure the zoning process or any public hearings that have to take place, they're leading that, we're supporting that effort. And then once the items are designed and the restaurant is designed, we will then work with the architect engineer to make sure they presented the plans in the right way to submit to the municipality. Then we take it through the process, all the reviews with the different reviewing agencies. We pull all our information, hold weekly meetings, and facilitate that process. And then once we get a permit in hand and we turn it over to the GC, our work still isn't done. Asks us now, the general contractor, to pull trade permits. So then we go back and pull trade permits to support the building permit. Our work still isn't done. During the construction process, they may have us call in for all the inspections on the project. So we would then help with the inspections or the pre-construction meeting.
Well, hold on, Ian. Hold on, because you got my head spinning and got my audience out here. They all clamoring. You are doing seemingly a lot before any shovels or anything appear to be going into the ground to start building something in preparation for in this case, the delivery of a new McDonald's to a location. Sounded like you were involved in site selection, site evaluation, zoning reviews. You were helping them with their other ancillary affiliate providers, architects, and other builders. Okay. Let's talk about the timing. Let's talk about the timing here.
Right.
Just from what you described, let's talk about it, McDonald. Is your process to get a permit? Is that going to take a year for the local government regulatory agency to issue the permit? A year? I mean, how long is that process you're talking about?
So one quick correction: we don't necessarily do the site selection. We help evaluate the site, but they may come to us with a site selection. So that the answer to your question is loaded, and sorry for the somewhat long response. It depends on the jurisdiction, right? So or the municipality.
Let's talk about DC. We're here, and we here with local. We know this jurisdiction. We know DC. We also know Prince George's County, where my wife is now the director of DPI in the Prince George's County.
Now, at least you're consistent. Man. At least you're consistent. Yeah. So we're not building a lot ground up in the district, limited space. But let's take the DC just as an example. Let's throw something out there, whether it be McDonald's, Wingstop, or whoever it might be, or it can say for out parcel, which are out parcels, for those people who don't know, is a site that's at a location that's a standalone site, right? As you know, McDonald's are on out parcels, right? So if you're doing a ground up, there's certain factors that go into it. Our utility, is it PERC? Our utilities already there. If not, then you need to work with the utility companies, Washington Gas, Pepco, whoever it may be, to bring utilities to a site. So that's in and of itself a process after you go through the entitlement. So the short answer is yes. It will take over a year to get a ground up for a McDonald's, to including build out to occur. Yes.
Okay, well, but within that year though process, it sounds like the owner and the developer and the franchisor and a lot of other people are involved in getting this site ready. And what I'm trying to understand is that, and where I'm just going is that I often hear that the regulatory agencies, DCRA, DPI, are holding up issuance of the permit, the permission for the client to move forward. And I just want to understand from your perspective, you're not an expediter, you're a strategic
permitting
resource, right? And so from your perspective, I wanted you to share with the audience about what really is contributing to
the delays or
the delays that they may be encountering, and whether or not that's just inherent in the government regulatory scheme, or are there other external factors that are impacting and expanding the delays?
So, okay, let me unpack that. Let me see how I want to unpack it. The answer is it can be, and it is oftentimes a longer process than even the government, right? And so a lot of factors, we're blessed in the DMV area where we have a tremendous amount of growth, right? DCRA, DPI, and you can probably pull these stats, but DCRA at one time per capita issued more permits than anywhere else in the country. So when you talk about that, if you just go outside the District of Columbia and look up, you see how many cranes are servicing around the landscape and the view shed. So the mayor has done an excellent job. The economic development art team has done an excellent job. People want to do business in the DMV, right? The two governors have done a great job in trying to do this economic push. But what that means is that you're flooding a system. So it's almost like when you go change your oil and you put the funnel in there. You know, when we were growing up, you change your own oil, but we don't do that anymore. These fancy cars, and and our kids are not doing it. They take it to Jiffy Lube, but anyway, or take it to the dealership. If you can imagine all of those permit applications going into a funnel, and it's only so many people that has the expertise and the resources and to get your permits through. I'm not giving an excuse. The answer would be hire more people. Well, we all know we're in look at the job market all over the country. You're trying to find people to do this type of work is hard for any agency. So employment is an issue. Then when people get there, people find a better job or move on, or somebody takes them. So there's only so many, the number of human capital available to these agencies is limited, and they're actively trying to grow that human capital, right? No doubt. But what it causes is that the people who are there oftentimes burned out. And again, I'm not, champion the government. I'm just telling you, and working with them and seeing that in so many years, that's what happened. Can things be done better? We always are trying to improve. We work with them, give them feedback, let them know. Sometimes they hear us, sometimes they tell us to go and leave them alone, right? But the bottom line is you're taking a bunch of permits, applications, and you funnel it into a small system, and you're asking a small group of people to turn out thousands of permits in a year. And all it takes is one. Remember that.
All it takes is one what?
I'm going to tell you, one bad incident to be on the 6 o'clock news. So one bad.
Well, I don't. Hold on. You mean one bad delay in issuing a permit, or one bad property that wasn't properly permitted?
Well, even if it was one bad mistake that a reviewer may have missed something in a structural element and something collapsed, or one daycare center who maybe didn't get the right number or the exit done, or when you're trying to leave out face of a fire and that wasn't done correctly. You know what I mean? So you're rushing something that has a tremendous amount of life safety issues wrapped around it. And that's
Okay.
one thing we try to tell our clients. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, it's just this, it's just they've been trained to have everyone's safety in mind. Can they do things better? Yes. Do we try to get them to do things faster and better? Yes. But at the end of the day, their goal is to make sure it's safe before you enjoy your fries, before you go get your burger, before you drop your kid off at a daycare center, before you go into your new condo that you just spent money on that's in an 8-story high rise. All those things before you drop your parents off at the assisted living facility. All those things have to be taken into consideration when these reviewers are sitting there reviewing a plan that may have 500 pages. You know what I mean? And
Sure.
their section may be 100 pages long. So
Right.
I tell our
So this permitting process here is really about protecting and saving lives.
when you strip everything back, our staff treats it like that. And when we communicate with the reviewer, it doesn't mean we disagree. We don't have any disagreements because they may interpret something in the code and our design team interprets it another way. But that's come to meeting of the minds, right? But at the end of the day, everybody's job is to make certain that that environment is safe as possible for anybody who has to occupy or engage in that environment.
Sure. Well, that's a very important role that you and your members of your strategic team are certainly playing. You're right up front there, helping these developers and builders and owners get permits for what they want to build and make sure that those permits are right and obtained in a timely manner and going to ultimately help them produce a product that's safe for all of us.
Right. And it takes a team, right? Not just our team, but the folks in our clients, their construction divisions that internal to the corporation. Excellent. They're committed to that. The real estate department, when they, take a look and determine a site, they're committed to that. The designers, they're committed to that. You know what I mean? But in this microwave society we live in, everybody wants everything done yesterday. I do. And so that's where the frustration sets in because we think we deserve, quote unquote, everything to be done yesterday.
Hey,
I think you're too loud for Melinda. She's trying to shut you down.
we got people here who are saying, give us the company name and how do they reach you. So let's go with that. It's called COMMUN
hyphen or dash et.com.
et.com. And your telephone number where they can reach you is
202
yes
688 0484 extension 101.
Extension
101. And just so you know, Anthony, just so your clients know, we don't do single family residential homes, but we can refer you to some of our colleagues that we, have been in this business a long time who do that work. We deal with usually large scale or multi-family dwellings. But we do have a number of our colleagues in the field who will do that work.
Okay, well, great. So we got community.com at 202-688-0484 extension 101 is how you can reach Ian Swain and his team. If you are thinking about developing multifamily properties, commercial properties, you're doing development here in the DMV or nationwide, his organization is here to provide you with strategic planning and permitting and utility coordination for all of your projects coming out of the ground nationwide. And so there's his contact information, his website, his telephone number. And before we ask for some closing words here, we have a sponsor, and
gotta plug them, baby. Gotta plug them.
We gotta plug them. So if you can hang in there with us just for a moment, we have our sponsor, and we're gonna hold on and bring in Global Scholars Foundation. They are working with DC public and charter school kids, 9 through 12th grade, helping them to see beyond their zip codes by taking them through an 18th month financial literacy and immersion program where these young folks here learn about a different community, a different culture. And then at the end of the experience, they go for 2 weeks to those actual places. They have these young cohorts, these kids, 20 to 25 in each class, have traveled to places like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Rome, Australia, South America, and Egypt, Ethiopia, you name it, China. And this nonprofit organization does this all without any financial, federal or subsidized financial support. It's all done with the help and support of individuals like yourself, Ian, as corporate donors, like myself. So they are we are supporting them and hosting their 3rd annual jazz brunch and golf outing fundraiser on October 2nd and 3rd. So let's hear from Global Scholars Foundation.
Calling all golfers and brunchers. Please mark your calendar to join the Global Scholars Foundation for a 2-day event hosting the 3rd annual golf tournament and newly added jazz brunch at the Woodmore Country Club in Mitchellville, Maryland. The 2-day event will kick off on Sunday, October the 2nd with a jazz brunch and continue on Monday, October the 3rd for our 3rd annual golf tournament. Please visit our website at globalscholars.foundation for more information and to register for this event.
That's our sponsor, Global Scholars Foundation.
That's nice.
Yes.
Hey, I want to go on some of them trips.
There you go. And you are invited, and you can begin moving in that direction by having right here, commit to the orders that have community, join us as a sponsor. Sponsor one, and support this organization. We'd love to have you as a sponsor of Global Scholars Foundation.
Boy, DC native, boy, we know how we do things.
So we look forward to having you to support Global Scholars Foundation in their 3rd annual event where they are looking to raise $100,000 to support those kids and provide them with that experience. They're changing lives and creating global entrepreneurs.
Good stuff.
It is good stuff. It's great stuff. And you will feel better after you donate.
That wasn't in the video, but it makes sense.
Hey, man, closing out, share with the audience, the things that they should be considering when they're looking at, doing projects. You're right. It's a lot of development going on here in the DMV, in the city, a lot of cranes, a lot of construction, and the volume of requests for permitting is off the charts in both DCRA and DPI.
Mm-hmm.
And so talk to the audience in closing about, the value and the benefit of working with community and your group?
Well, I'm gonna first start off by saying anybody who directs you not to get a permit and you need one, walk away from them, because that's just a first sign of some other ways they're going to look to cut corners in your own work. So even, so just that's a rule of thumb we tell any of our clients. If somebody's telling you not to get a permit and you know you need one, walk away from them, because they're more than likely going to do something in your own home that you didn't that wasn't done the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to find out maybe a year, but done. It may cost you more money and more time down the line. So as far as working with us, whoever you choose, you want to make sure that the person is capable and competent and has the staffing to do what you need to get done, right? And uses technology in the right way. I mean, all of our stuff is online, so our clients see when we track our permits and our engagement and interaction, and then we lay out a plan. And our plan has critical paths. So if something is not met, we know that ahead of time, and we know when those dates are critical, and what we need to do to alleviate or address those issues. So make sure you just have a competent person who knows the rules and regulations, and also knows the people at those agencies. You know what I mean? That's also important. It's relationships. We're all human. So if I get a call from Anthony, I see him calling, I'm more than likely going to take his call as opposed to if I see somebody else. But not to mention, I have a history with him, and I know he's going to do right when it comes to this permitting, and they trust that we're going to do right. So we've been able to do work for DGS, schools, library, and rec centers in DC, which we love doing. We do a considerable amount in affordable housing. That's one of our largest pieces. We're fortunate enough that our main housing clients are affordable housing developers. They're in it for the right reason, and so they have no problem getting those permits. Again, all of us won our permits yesterday, but we try to make sure we work through that process with them and try to stay on top of things.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here today. Our guest,
Fernando, off, man. He didn't even come back on.
Well, that.
Fernando said, "I don't need no permits."
No, that's not what he's saying. Fernando is like Waldo. He's traveling. He's on the go. He's got that auction business. He's mentoring, and it's Wednesday night, and but look who just showed up. Wonderful. This is our main man. The Virginia Bushcrafter is our number one fan and supporter. He always comes on board. Let's see what he had to say this week. Great host, and as always, great guest. That's you the guest. Fernando and Anthony always provide great and valuable real estate insight. As soon as I get the right loan to value, I know where to go.
No, that's right.
Virginia Bushcrafter, man. I'm gonna let Fernando. He gonna see this. I'm gonna let Fernando know we love the Virginia. Always, he's all from our this. Oh yeah, Fernando's not here to say this is season 1, episode 20. And
I feel honored. I'm episode 20.
Yes, and Virginia Bushcrafter has been here
from day one.
Since episode 1.
Can I say
episode 1? We came on and we were like, "Yeah, what are we doing? I don't know. Let's just start talking." We just start talking.
Can I say one thing before we go off air?
Yeah.
Anthony, you froze or I froze?
No, you froze. Go ahead.
There we go. All right. I just want to say wahoo wah, baby. UVA.
Wahoo wah. Wahoo wah. Give a cheer, Virginia. Hooray, hooray. Hey, UVA. That's right. Brother didn't mention UVA. You can see my stuff, my credentials, man. It's always right there in your face.
Hey,
low degree, all that.
And I can relate, man. I got 3 boys, and one of my boys down in Morehouse, hands up and clap for all the HBCU graduates and the things they do in our communities. Yes. Man, I've been grateful to be involved in the HBCU family since they getting my money.
Yes.
But he is a Morehouse man, and he's working to be a graduate of Morehouse. But no, I understand that having somebody, he has a lot of aunties and uncles down in Atlanta laying eyes on him. They had to lay their hands on him too. You know how that goes.
Hey, because that's how we old school. That's right. Because if that's what you need. If you need me to lay some hands on you, this ain't gonna be. We gonna be worshiping, but
yes,
you,
we get it.
You gonna feel it, right?
Yeah.
That's what we need. So that is great, and that's wonderful. You got 3 boys, 1 in Morehouse. What are the other 2?
In school, 2 in high school.
2 in high school.
2.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Are they in DC public or charter school?
1 in DC Catholic school, and the 1 is in high school in Maryland. Yep.
Okay. DC Catholic. I don't know if that's charter.
No, that's not charter.
That's not charter? Oh, okay. All right.
Appreciate your time, man.
What are you saying? You're not gonna support GSF, bro? Because you ain't got no kid that can go in the program?
Man, look, we believe in community service, hence our name, community. You need to invest where you live, work, and play.
There you go. There you go.
Do a lot of community work, and we continue to do that. So I think that's part of what we do. If you don't give back, something wrong with you. And that's so right. So I think it's important. It's been ingrained in me from my parents and my partner Charlotte's folks, and then our staff. They look to do it. They're excited about doing it. So it's important to us. You gotta get back. So we've done that in a number of different facets, and so we will continue to do so.
We love it. We love it. Well, thank you, Ian,
for
coming on and sharing this important information with us today. Let me see if I can find you one more time for people to see.
Man, you're doing good with technology.
I know, man.
You don't need a producer and everything. You Spike Lee.
I keep every show. I keep saying we need somebody else to come who can run this restream for me, and I can just be the talent. But I gotta.
Right, Right, it's all good.
It is
small beginnings.
That's right. That's right. Hey, man, all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you. I'll tell Melinda I hollered at you tonight, and
that's why you're making all that noise down there.
She is. All right. We'll talk with you soon. All the best. Again, everybody, remember, I'm Anthony Bowling with the Anthony Bowling Group, and our leverage relationships. That's Ian. Our leverage relationships are going to save you time and make you money. All right, everybody. All the best. Take care. Talk to you soon.
Out.
Bye.
Bye.